Welcome to Really Old Movies. I'm your host, Harrison Scullin, and I'll be discussing the Alfred Hitchcock film, The Man Who Knew Too Much from 1934. Some essential movie details. Peter Lorre, who plays the main antagonist, he knew very little English when he was cast in the role, so as a result, he had to learn all of his lines phonetically. Another detail, the music used in the concert hall sequence near the end of the film was specifically created for the movie. It was not based on any actual cantata. Bernard Herrmann, who had composed the music in the remake, loved this music so much he decided to use it again rather than create a new score. All right, so now we'll get to my thoughts on The Man Who Knew Too Much from 1934. So the plot, I gave it a 2 out of 5. I thought it was awful. I really wanted to like it, but to me it felt really rushed. We hardly have time to get to know the characters, especially the villain. Everything feels very one-dimensional and very quick and going. I think the concept was really good. I mean, considering how they remade it, and I think Hitchcock kind of realized it too. But I honestly thought the execution was so butchered and it felt so rushed. It didn't take time to really explain what was going on. I was a little lost a few times. Yeah, that's just me, of course, but still, it felt really rushed, and you're like, wait, what? What's happening now? It was all over the place. An example of this, the movie starts off with a skiing sequence, and it just happens. It was horribly dubbed. You see a skier come down a hill. He's about to hit a kid. He gets out of the way and all that. It's very obvious green screening or blue screening, I guess, back then. But yeah, there was no music or anything. I thought the audio on my TV was out. It was super awkward. And as it turns out, that was just part of the film. All right, in regards to the acting, I also gave it a 2 out of 5. I thought it was pretty bad. I thought the main leads were kind of wooden in their performances, honestly. Especially when their daughter is kidnapped, they don't really show a lot of emotion right away. And yeah, I wasn't a fan of them. Peter Lorre was fine, but I don't think he was used enough. I think we should have had more scenes with him. All right, in regards to the directing, I gave it a 1 out of 5. I thought the film was all over the place. There doesn't feel like any real direction on what's going on, where things are supposed to be. Things just happen randomly. Like I mentioned with the ski sequence, that was so out of nowhere. There's not much explanation, and I have to blame Hitchcock, maybe the studio too, because the movie itself is only an hour and 15 minutes. I think it needed an extra, maybe 10 or 15, to kind of explain what was going on. It just felt all over the place. I was so lost. So yeah, gave it a 1 out of 5. All right, in regards to the cinematography and special effects, I gave it a 3 out of 5. I thought it was good. But again, it feels like a silent film. So many scenes don't have any background noise, so it feels awkward, like your TV's broken. And I don't just mean like, people are sitting and not talking. I mean like there's no background noise either. It's just dead quiet, like someone took out all of the sound. And yeah, I recognize the technology was new, and I believe this is Hitchcock's first sound film. So he was relatively new to it. But, compare this to a film he releases a year later, The 39 Steps. That one did not have as many of the issues as there were in this one, like I mentioned here. That one was fine, had a great score, had great dialogue, great characters. That one is a way better example of his abilities. This one is not. All right, in regards to the music, I gave it a 1 out of 5. It was awful. There's basically none. It's awkward. It's unbalanced. Like I mentioned, it sounds like someone cuts out the audio in a lot of parts. It was just not good. It was terrible. Yeah. So overall, tying that all up, that brings my Letterboxd score to a 1.8 out of 5, which I'm rounding to a 2 out of 5. So would I recommend this movie? No, I would not. I hear the remake is better from 1956, so I look forward to checking that one out. But if you want to see an early example of a Hitchcock film, maybe a more suspenseful or more film noir, I would check out The 39 Steps. That's a much superior film. Great actors, great storyline, great music, great everything about it. It's a much better film. This film is not a good example of Hitchcock. All right. Well, those are my thoughts on The Man Who Knew Too Much from 1934. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. Make sure to subscribe to my Instagram and Facebook at Really Old Movies, where I discuss details about the week's particular film. New podcast episodes are released Saturdays at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon Music. All right, thank you so much. This has been Really Old Movies. I'm your host, Harrison Scullin. Take care.